Hello everyone, this will be the first part of my video tutorial for Exe Learning. Exe Learning is an authoring tool that allows you to create learning materials for your students, which can be converted to various formats. To be able to use this program, you need to go to this website, eXeLearning.net. Right now, this website is in Spanish, but you can change the language. So you go to this menu and select English, for example. Okay, now the website has been translated into English, and you need to download the program in a version that is compatible with your operating system. So you go to Downloads, and as you can see, it is compatible with the main operating systems. You have Linux, Windows, and Mac. So if you're using Linux, so look for a distribution that is compatible with yours. For Windows, you have three possibilities. Install version comes in a zipped package, ready to run. It's just the installer without any compression, and there's a portable version in case you are not allowed to install the program to a computer, probably because it's not your own. And here's the installer for Mac. There are other downloads here. You can look for previous versions in case you had any compatibility issues with your current operating system. You could look for previous versions of eXeLearning and install them to your computer. There's the source code, because this is an open source program, so you could also modify it if you have the skills. You can download styles here. So these are basic templates for the activities that you design. And there's Exe Reader. Exe Reader is a player for activities designed on eXeLearning. Right now it's only available for Android devices. You may also find it on Google Play, so you can install it to your tablet or smartphone, and you will be able to open materials created with eXeLearning on your mobile devices. Okay, different from other programs, eXeLearning does not have its own window. It will open in your default browser. So let's give it a try. So you can see I'm using Linux. So this will look a little different on your computer. So I'm going to open the program. I need to give it a couple of seconds, and see it's opening in my browser. The first time you open it, you will see this pop-up window. So you will select the language. You can change the browser that you want to use with eXeLearning. There's a tab for advanced features in case you want to modify any of this. If you don't want to see this pop-up window each time you open the program, just uncheck it here and then click on save. So give it a couple of seconds, and there's a recommendation for you to be able to use all of the features provided by this program. Make sure you're using the advanced mode. So you see this checkbox here on the right upper corner. So make sure you check it so you get access to all the features. Now, something very important, something wrong could happen to your computer as you're working. So make sure you save the material that you're designing. So I'm gonna name it exercise 1, so you don't lose all your time and effort. So there are two main tabs here, content and properties. So content will be the actual layout and look of the finished product you're designing. And properties, you have spaces to add different metadata, just title, description. There's a space for a Creative Commons license and some other bits of information. So this is especially if you're going to share this material on a repository. So providing all this information will allow the repository to categorize your material correctly and will allow other users to find it more easily. Right now I'm going to skip this part because I'm just going to focus on the overall functionality of this program. So I'm going to go back to content. Okay, So this is the overall look of the finished product. We'll say, okay, is there a way to change it? So you can go to styles, then styles again. These are the predetermined styles that this program comes with. So for example, I'm going to click on presentation, and now I have this blue bar on top. If you go back to styles again, there's the style manager. So there are other templates that you can add to eXeLearning. So you can look at each of them and see if there's any of these that you like, and use it in your eXeLearning projects. Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to be focusing on the basic functionality of this program, and I'm going to be looking at text and other contents. We will later look at interactive activities in our future tutorials. So, okay, as you can see, this is called Home. If you double click here on the left where it says Outline, you can change the name. So you can click on Introduction. Now the name is different. And I'm going to be adding text. So you need to insert a text box. So you double click on text here. Okay, it seems, oh, I clicked on task. Task is a bit different from text. Is for example, if you want to give your students instructions, for example, about a speaking activity, for example, so you can change the title here and predetermine time. So you have, okay, you have 5 minutes to engage in a discussion, and you can write the questions or the instructions in this box. Okay, but right now, since this is the first page, I want it to be the cover for my unit. So as I made this little mistake, I can scroll down and see there's an X here. So I'm going to delete it. Yes, I want to delete it. So text. If you want, you can insert the title here. For example, presentation, and if you click on this icon, you can add a little image to complement the title. For example, let's use a little star. And this looks a little like Word or LibreOffice Writer. So you see many of the features that you find in a regular text editor: boldface, italic, different styles, font size, font types, and so on, color, alignment. Since this is going to be the cover of our material, I'm going to use an image to make it more appealing to my students. So you need to look for an image. Okay, let's see. See that you can adjust the dimensions here in number of pixels. There's the advanced mode. Okay, let's see if I can place the image in a middle position. In general, for example, there's a space for image description. This is in case you have a student with a visual disability and the student is using a screen reader. So if you provide a description of the image, the screen reader will identify it and let the student know what the image is. Okay, let's call it, for example, introduction. Click on OK. You can use the full screen mode. Okay, even though I select middle position, it was not arranged like that, so you can use alignment, exit full screen. Okay, once you're satisfied with the content, you go down and you see that there are 5 little buttons here. So I'm going to click on done. So this is what the finished product will look like. If you need to keep on editing this part, so you just go down, see that as you move the cursor, these buttons appear or disappear. So I'm gonna click on edit again. I'm gonna use full screen. See, if I click on enter, I could keep on adding some more content. So I'm gonna insert another image. So for example, if you include animated images such as GIF, you will add a little movement. So I'm gonna add a description, arrow pointing down. You can change the size if you want to. I'm gonna exit full screen and click on done. So since this is a GIF image, it has movement, so I could have instructions here, and this would allow me to attract my students' attention. Okay, now I need to add more material. I could keep on adding material on this page, but my students will have to scroll down for and if they have to do a lot of scrolling down, it's going to be difficult for them to navigate on your material. So I'm going to go to add page. See that it is called topic, so you can double click and rename it. For example, activity 1, and let's pretend you want to include a video from YouTube. So I previously looked for a video on YouTube. So this is What Is Your Hobby? Let's play it.
What is your hobby?
Okay, see that the actual video begins at 9 seconds from the start. Sometimes you find videos with lengthy introductions and say, okay, what can I do about them? Should I download them and remove the parts from the introduction that I don't need? Well, there's a quick fix that you can do. So okay, you go down, look for the button for sharing, and look for the button for embedding. Okay, and you need to copy this code, but you can check here is start at. So, and it actually started at 09. So that way when students play it, you will skip the musical introduction. So I'm gonna copy this special code, and I need this here, so I'm gonna add text. And when you have audio or video, you need this button, insert edit embedded media. Since it is a code, so you need to go to this tab and you paste it. You click on OK, and now I have a video window. You could center the video, adjust the alignment. So I'm going to click on done. Okay, so if I play the video now, in theory it should start at 9 seconds from the introduction.
What is your hobby?
See, 9 seconds. So I skipped the musical introduction that could be distracting for my students. So you're looking at some lines, so that's a little error on my browser, so that should not be a problem. Okay, I'm gonna add another page. See that when you add another page, it gets under the first page that you included. This is only to show levels of generality. If you see, okay, this activity is not going to be part of activity 1. This is going to be another activity. So you have these buttons here, promote node up, promote node down, and move node up or down. For example, if you say, okay, this should actually be activity 1, so you can move it up. Or if you see, okay, these two activities should be on the same level of generality, then okay, double click and activity 2. Let's imagine this is a listening activity. So again, text. Okay, I selected task. Okay, no problem. We can work with it. So we include this, and let's listening. Let's call it listening. If you want, you can insert a timer. If not, you can leave it like that. The task template basically looks and works like a regular text box. So you can write instructions here. For example, listen to. Okay, I'm getting a warning because I have been making changes and I haven't saved them. Okay, let's click on OK. Okay, I need to edit this again. Okay, for example, this should be boldface. You can complete the introductions and use this button again, insert edit embedded media. Type, this is going to be audio. I'm going to look for an MP3 file and insert it there. See that it doesn't seem to be working, but it's because you're using the editing mode. So you click on done, and now you have an audio player.
Hi Steve, how's it going?
Okay, I guess.
Okay, so you can have additional instructions. You could have a listening task under the player, and so on. Let's imagine, okay, I actually downloaded a video. Okay, so I don't have the URL from YouTube or any other website. So what do I do with it? Let's add another page. Let's move it up, promote node up. This will be activity 3. Okay. I need the text box. Once more, insert embedded media. It's video. I have an MP4 video here. I'm gonna click on OK. I'm gonna use the full screen. Probably it's going to be a small window, so I can make it bigger. Exit full screen. Click on done.
Napoleon called it the center of the world. Hi, I'm Rebecca Braden for Watch Mojo.
Okay, so I could insert the instructions here and questions or anything you need for this video watching activity. Okay, let's go back to activity 1 and say, okay, but I need something else here. So I can either insert another text box or edit this one and add extra content. Let's try with another text box and look at the special effects that eXeLearning has. So you have this button FX. So there are different types. So this is called accordion. Tabs. So you will have different types. Tabs to display information. Pagination and carousel. The overall look will be technically the same, and there's a format for timeline. I'm going to use accordion and look at the instructions. To add more content, you need to include a heading 2, and okay, we need to see that in action to understand how it works. So click on OK. I'm going to use full screen. For example, let's imagine I'm introducing vocabulary words to my students. So for example, verbs, and you go walk, talk, read. Nouns. House, dog, river, so on. But say, okay, but I need more space or more rows. So you have adjectives. Okay, but this doesn't look like the others. So you select this part, go to styles, and it's a heading 2. See, then now it looks like the others, and I need another one. So click enter. Once more, you highlight this and heading 2. Okay, but what am I doing, or why am I doing this for? Okay, you need to exit the editing mode to view the special effect. Okay, so if you click here, you see now you have movement. This is a way of displaying static content such as text in a more interactive way. Let's try adding another text box and use another effect. In this case, instead of accordion, let's try pagination. Okay, I'm going to use full screen, food, for example, and you could have discussion questions, for example. So what's your favorite food? What kind of movies you like? And same, if you want to add more content, you can do it like this. So you highlight this, heading 2, exit full screen, done. So you see, now you have pages. So you click page 1, 2, 3. Then you have, for example, tabs and carousel work in exactly the same way. The overall layout changes a little bit. And now let's see, okay, I think I made a mistake. The questions should be on top. So you can go to edit and see that you have an arrow here. You have up and down. Right now you cannot use down because there's nothing below this, but if you click on move up and done, now we have the questions here and the vocabulary words after it. Or yeah, you could keep on rearranging this. Okay, no, I need the questions on top and then the video and then the vocabulary words, so you follow the same procedure. And now, for example, let's imagine, for this activity I need a reading. So I'm going to use another text box. Let's see if there's there's a reading icon here. So okay, I previously downloaded a reading, so I'm going to select it all, copy, paste. I'm going to use full screen. See that you could also highlight and format, remove formatting and use another style that you want to. See, it's a good idea to include the source of any unoriginal material that you're including. I'm going to copy this URL and use this to insert the link in case students would like to view the original website. So I'm going to place the URL here in target, new window. So okay, now see that it turns blue because it becomes active. So I'm going to exit full screen and click on check. Now I have a reading. You could add questions later. If you scroll down and say, oh, you click and you will be redirected to the original website. Okay. Let's pretend you feel that your students may be unfamiliar with some words found in the reading. So you could insert a glossary after the reading, but they will have to be scrolling down and up, so it may not be that comfortable. So you click on edit. I'm gonna use full screen again. I'm gonna look for. Okay, the program is asking me to save the changes again. So once more, save. I need to turn editing on again. Full screen. Okay, I'm gonna look for a word. Let's pretend my students may be unfamiliar with, let's see, smarter. So you highlight it and you look for this, which is called tooltip. So you click on tooltip, choose a type. In this case, let's look for definition. There's a tab for behavior that you can adjust the appearance. For example, you can choose the color of the tooltip. For example, okay, let's try green, general. Okay, so it's definition and it's smarter. Okay, so more intelligent. Okay, so now it becomes, or it looks like a hyperlink. But I say, okay, but what is different now? If you scroll down, now you have the tooltip here with the meaning more intelligent. But okay, but it is at the bottom. So what's the point of adding this here? Okay, I'm gonna exit full screen, click on done, and let's see what happens when I place the cursor on the word smarter. See? More intelligent. So you could keep on adding more tooltips to help your students read. In case you identify any new vocabulary words that they may not be familiar with. So this will be this could be a way for you to help your students and make their reading experience more dynamic. Okay, I'm gonna go to activity 3. So you have this video. And let's look at other contents. So okay, I have file attachments, image gallery. Of all this, the ones I like better are image gallery and rubric. Let's try image gallery. So let's call it nouns, for example. And you can keep on adding words, for example, to illustrate a glossary. So you have the image, right? Dog. You add another one, and you can keep on adding as many images as you need. Let's see, okay. Cat. And click on done. You scroll down. Okay, let's see what happens when I click on the image. So I have it like this, and if you click on play, so all the images will be played in a sequence, and you will look at the names, or you can use backward and forward to navigate through the image gallery. Okay, let's add another page and call it activity 4. Activity 4. Okay, I need it to be on the same level, so I need to move it up. All right, and now let's imagine I want my students to have access to a PDF that they could download or use right from the unit. So I'm going to use text again. Okay, I'm using task. Okay, no problem. These two seem to be pretty close, but anyway, it's the same text editor. So I'm going to use insert, edit, embedded media. Type, iframe. I'm going to look for a PDF here, and let's see. For example, think of a speaking activity in which they have to invite each other to go to the movies. dimensions, let's try 1200. Let's see, and click on done. Okay, now okay, it's wide enough, but it's not high enough for me to view it. Okay, so let's change the format. Yeah, 150 is too small. Let's try 800. Okay, and okay, so there you go. You can have access to this PDF. The students could download it, they could print it, or read it right from there. They can adjust the size. So that's another way of distributing content to your students. So let's imagine this is going to be a speaking activity, and the activity needs to be assessed. So I'm going to insert a rubric. Okay, so let's call it rubric for now. You can change this name and click on new rubric. See that you can edit this. This is level 1, 2, 3, 4. You can reset, add a new row, a new column, or if you click on the X's here, you can remove these parts, the columns or the rows. You can change this, for example, for content, vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, for example, grammar, and I'm going to click on, yeah, notice that you can change all the descriptors. Right now I'm just doing this as an example, but all of this is fully editable. So you click on done. You need to scroll down and you have the rubric here. For example, let's imagine you're going to be using this rubric to assess the speaking task based on the movie schedules. Okay, but why am I including this rubric here? Okay, let's use this button on top that is called preview. The preview button will allow you to see the finished product. So this is what the students will see once the activity is complete. So it was in activity 4. So you have the rubric and you click on apply. And now you have the rubric here. You can write the title of the activity, the student's name, date. You can write some feedback here. You can print it either on paper or as a PDF and send it to the student and see what happens if I mark this. Okay, yeah, content. Let's see, content was fine. Okay, you have vocabulary here, this, and this one, and see that the rubric does the math for you. So that's something that would help you save time. Okay, so once you're satisfied with the content, remember, save changes so you can keep on working on this material later. And to exit the program, you go to File, Quit. Now Exe has finished running on this computer. You can close it safely. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you want to know about how to embed other resources in eXeLearning, you can check the links I will leave in the description of this video.